Hi friends, I can't believe it. It is day 12 and today is pumpkin carving day, but it's also 301/302. I just watched this film. It's a South Korean film that is, I don't think I'll ever forget this film. It was bizarre from the start. I don't even know how to describe this one. It's about two neighbors who live opposite the corridor of each other. They both have obsessions with food in different ways, and it's got to do with their past, which is shown in flashbacks, some really traumatic events in their life, which makes this film very disturbing. I do want to say, trigger warning for eating disorders. I would not watch this film at all. It is very tied into that world, and yeah, it goes into detail. The film is majority drama, and I want to say to you guys that I don't think a lot of you will consider it horror. I know a lot of people have a tight little space that they consider horror, but this one is majority drama, but it does have very, very intense elements. I would say it's like a drama with very dark and disturbing aspects, and wow, like the ending is pretty brutal. It is quite gory. There is some inferred animal abuse, and it's a lot to take in. But what I liked about this film is it's so different to anything I've seen. I would say, if anything, it's similar to a film like Dumplings, if you've seen Dumplings from Hong Kong, or any South Korean film like Mother, which again is about a drama that has some really dark flashbacks, you know, the mystery of it all heads towards some really traumatic moments. And this film is just covered in trauma. Everything is odd in this film from the start to the end. There's some surrealist moments at the start where you're seeing someone like almost leave their body in some of the shots. Hard to explain, but it's not continued throughout the film. The acting is very strange, but it is all explained. Like, you're not sure why people are acting a certain way, but their bizarre, not that it's condoned, but their bizarre behavior is explained in flashbacks about their lives. There's also the music in the background. There's like this stirring, creepy kind of chilling bell music, and I think it works really well as a drama. So when I was halfway through watching this, I really thought maybe it is just a drama, and then all of the intense moments kicked in, and yeah, it's definitely a fine line. I really liked the fact that this film is about two weaving storylines, both of the neighbors and them as separate women and everything that they have gone through in their lives, and then entangling with each other. I think it was really well thought out, having two simple storylines that are almost polar opposites and how they interact with each other. And that is why I believe it got remade in 2013 in Canada into a film called Compulsion. And the film stars Heather Graham. Please let me know if anyone has seen this. It has a 4.5 on IMDb, so it probably isn't great, and it's also marked as a comedy drama thriller. So I don't know what would be comedic about this situation. Although things seem very odd at the start of the original film, it is not funny. There is no laughing going on, especially from me. I was really glued to the screen watching this one. I think it might be a bit slow for some of you, so I don't know if I'd recommend it to everyone. It's a very strange, slow tale, but the intertwining plots I think is very interesting, and if you are into disturbing cinema, I recommend checking it out for sure, especially if you're into disturbing South Korean cinema. This one is right up your alley, and it's definitely, I don't want to say gem, but it's definitely a hidden one. I've never heard anyone speak about this film until I got it recommended. Personal, it's very hard to say because this is one of those films that I don't think I really enjoyed watching, but I don't think it's one I'll forget anytime soon. And I do think it's more suited to my personal taste and interests than other people's. So again, if you didn't know, personal score means my personal score, and I know a lot of people were really upset, number one, for Black Sunday, which I can totally understand, but again, it's just my personal score. But number two, a lot of you guys love the remake of Black Christmas from 2006, and don't worry, like, I'm not out here calling you out, I'm just saying my own opinion. People ask me what I thought. I think it's totally up to you. If you love that cheesy mess, go for it. I love a lot of cheesy messes, but this is my personal score, and that is why I call it personal score. I don't call it score of the film, because I don't think that there is a score of the film. It's all to your own personal taste, and this one for me is between a 6 and a 7, and I think I'm gonna go with a... It's so hard watching these films back to back because they're so, I mean, think about what I watched yesterday, Black Christmas, to this South Korean disturbing horror movie about a lot of trauma, like very different films. I think I'm gonna rate this one a 6 out of 10. I did think it was really interesting, but I don't know, I think it could have been done better. For originality, I'm gonna give it a 7. I thought it was very original in the way the two aspects were kind of weaved together. And it is a simple story, but told in a very interesting way. And for scare score, I'm gonna give it a 7 because, as I said, it's like far and few between. Like there's a lot of drama in this film, but the disturbing aspects are very disturbing. Yeah, it's very intense. Like, yeah, I can't stop thinking about it actually. But before we can get started into the pumpkin, we have to do the genre map. So this is our second last time of doing the genre map before it all comes down at the end. Pretty sad times, but I'm glad you guys have enjoyed it so much. I've got such good feedback from all of you, so thank you for doing that and letting me know how you like the series. I even had a couple of comments saying that you didn't want me to do 13 days of horror, you'd rather me do 31 days, but with the quality changes and obviously the maps and the graphs, you're very happy that I changed it. So I'm glad I made the right decision. So thank you so much if you've been watching the whole time. I know I keep saying that, but thank you. Okay, I think this one is pretty obvious for me at least because it isn't a full-on horror. And again, hate saying that, but I think a lot of you guys will agree. And I do want to put that out there because I don't want any of you guys to watch this expecting full-on horror. So I do think it definitely lands right here, to be honest. And although it may have another aspect from this board, it's mainly in the disturbing realm. A lot of dark scenes. So it's going to go right here. And don't worry guys, today Gromit's laying on the floor, so he's not gonna walk past. Here is the real challenge. We're back at the bullseye, the hit the mark. This one is a little bit different because there isn't any clear intent, and especially because the storyline for this film is, I mean, it's about eating disorders, which I don't want to go into too much detail, but I feel like it's a very personal story, and I don't think it has a very clear demographic. So for that reason, even though it is a simple story of like irony in the end, I think that it does belong on the outskirts. I don't think it's a very clear message to the audience. I don't think we can really tell what the filmmaker was intending just by watching the film and not doing any research. It kind of reminds me of Borgman in a way, for that reason. So I think I'm gonna put this one down here. I don't think it really did hit the mark. Although this film doesn't speak to everybody, I liked it, but for its overall intent, I don't think it's that clear cut. Anyway, I'm gonna stop blabbing on and let's get messy, guys. I can't wait to do some pumpkin carving. Okay, it's time for the pumpkin carving. I'm not great at this. I'm not gonna pretend I am. I bought some tools from like Japan a while back, but I can't find them, so I'm gonna use these cheese knives, which I actually don't think that they're gonna do too bad. It looks all right. And I don't have a printer, so I'm not printing off the template. I'm just gonna go for it. I have an idea of what I wanna do. I'm not great at this, so I don't know if it's worth it, but I kind of want to do it just for fun. I feel like I've exhausted all of the easy options. I've done like the normal jack-lantern. What else have I done? I believe I've done Jack Skellington. I don't know what I've done. But I feel like I've exhausted all of the normal options, so this year I'm going to do something a little bit different. It is not hard by any means, but fingers crossed it pays off. Let's go to the montage. And I'm done. Are you ready for the reveal? I thought I'd do a 13 to celebrate 13 days of horror. Let me know what you think. I think I did an okay job. I would love to see what pumpkins you're doing, so make sure you tag me on social media. I'm Spooky Astronauts pretty much everywhere. On Twitter, I'm Astro Emma. But I would love to see what you guys did this year for your pumpkins. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 13, the final day.